optimizing cost of information technology, you know, it's pretty simple to take a look at some of those main things, and I'm drawing several of them out here on the board right now. So here we have an opportunity to do all of these things. I'm going to go back through these individually. So let's start here with what is it that we're spending our money on. Of course, we have real estate, maintenance, hardware, licensing, and labor. Let's start with real estate. Real estate is our actual data centers, and many organizations have tried to reduce this by moving to centralized data centers, for example, and that are hosted. Some of these, depending upon your environment, may be the best route for you to save money. Save money on that real estate. Outsource to one of these data centers. There's lots of them out there that really do this very well. And quite frankly, as security needs continue to increase, you may find these options more and more attractive and eliminate the data centers that you have within your own environments. And of course, maintenance cost. Maintenance cost is a huge cost. This is how we maintain, provision, take care of these IT solutions within our environments. Now, many folks thought, well, we're going to just go to the cloud and have that service provided by a cloud. And in some cases, that makes perfect sense. There are some things that can easily be migrated to a cloud. Like, for example, I believe email is a very low-hanging fruit that allows me to still use email but not have to pay and have my own email system, because public systems in a cloud are free or very, very inexpensive. So that's a great example. Another cost, so maintenance though is a big cost within environments. Hardware continues to be a cost within the environment. And believe it or not, you're going to pay for hardware one way or the other, because, you know, compute does not run in thin air. It's still got to have something. But as we develop and commoditize and look at more efficient ways to use that hardware, we can help manage those costs and drive them down. Converged solutions, for example, are a great example of how we can merge multiple technologies together and reduce the cost and provide better service and more efficiency. Operating system and software continues to be a challenge for many environments, but open source applications are really coming along quite nicely in the industry today. And so looking at some of those open source virtual hypervisors, for example, KVM, maybe going from a Microsoft to a Red Hat, or nothing against Microsoft, great operating system, whatever it is that helps you evaluate where you want to go next is very important. But network operating systems and licensing does generate a considerable amount of cost for environments. So look at free alternatives that can drive down your costs. And many times we restrict ourselves as individuals from going to new hardware or new operating systems, or eliminating our maintenance costs, or changing to a different data centers because of our labor pool. Don't be confused that just because your labor, for example, may know XYZ hypervisor, it does not mean that they won't be able to learn ABC's hypervisor, nor does it mean that a majority of the labor within IT, information technology, majority of them are contractors anyway, so you just tell the contract, I no longer need you to support XYZ, I need you to support ABC, and they will make the adjustment. So labor is a huge cost. Do you run the labor in-house? Do you run it out-of-house? How do you calculate all of that? Well, all of these factors that we've talked about, the real estate, hardware maintenance, operating system license, software, all of this have an effect on how much that labor needs to be. I'll give you a great example. Let's say I used software-defined networking, SDN, within my environment and commoditized the network stack. Now I'm not paying maintenance fees, as many network switch providers offer free maintenance for the life of the product. Now I'm not paying extremely high fees for staff because I've commoditized and used OpenFlow as my network protocol, which is very open standard, so my labor cost is considerably less. So there's lots of ways to do that. So in summary here, We need to reduce our maintenance and labor through automation. We need to maximize our hardware utilization. Looks like I have a typo there. Maximize the utilization of our hardware. And we need to attempt to reduce our licensing or operating systems and optimize our workloads with the right hardware and the right operating system that will do the job.